Yes, only you though. I've got it focused on you.
We should aim it at me.
Well, you have all the answers. You always have something to say.
If anyone says something stupid, you can just do like that. What they do in the office, just like look at the camera, just like an expression.
All right. Hey, it almost got nice outside.
It's supposed to clear up.
Is it?
I get where I heard that, but I heard something.
Yesterday, I hit, while coming to work, a deluge that was phenomenal.
Oh yeah, the one in the morning.
Oh my God. It was hitting the windshield. I thought, this is the most rain I've ever seen in one place, and it's all above me. Huge drops, too. Oh, and then afterward, I went to Fred Meyer in Eugene, and it was really, really almost black clouds on one side with a rainbow going over them, and the other side was all sunshine and raining. Oregon is a strange place. Somebody has a case of the midterms.
I don't even have any midterms this week. It's just killing me this week
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah.
There's just like so much stuff happening.
And did you notice I didn't give you any external reading?
I did notice that.
That was out of the kindness of my heart,
Maybe because we have a giant paper.
and that
You forgot to find external sources.
So let's begin. Didn't forget, I just,
Put it up to the last minute and it was too late.
well, I even had some and I thought, you know, kind of lost. Well, you notice we didn't have a quiz last week.
But you forgot to write.
No, it's there. I don't know. There's something about lately. I just don't care anymore. And why should I make you care if I don't care? Apathy is contagious.
It's because you know that I have a biochem midterm with Ahern.
I was thinking about you. I have all of your access to all of your schedules, and I was thinking, Deirdre doesn't need a quiz and external reading. She's got enough on her plate right now.
I wish my teachers were.
Well, I'm not even like that. I don't look at your.
Terms and a paper this week.
Yeah. I'm so glad I'm not a student anymore. I won't lie.
Yesterday when it was so like nice, or the other day, it was so nice out in the afternoon, just walking home, I was like, it'd be a great day for a hike.
Oh yeah.
Think of all the stuff I have to do.
When I moved here,
Get depressed.
Malik will appreciate this. When I first moved to Portland, I noticed something weird. When you're in LA and it rains, everybody calls in sick and doesn't go in because they go like, oh, it's raining. Here, if the sun comes out, everybody calls in sick.
I was thinking about that yesterday because I was walking to class and they had like a running class and they were all running by me and they were all drenched in water and I was like, I would not be going to that class. I was like, first of all, I wouldn't give myself a running class.
Problem one.
That's why you take the walking class.
Yeah, I was like,
The walking class in the afternoon on a good day.
second of all, I wouldn't show up if
Exactly.
it was raining.
Yeah,
They were
but see,
like drenched.
but that's the thing. When I worked at the Oregon Film Office, I was funny. When it was sunny, I could guarantee half the office wouldn't show up. Because, yeah.
On that same note, people who are native to Oregon or like native Oregonians who've been here for a while can also tell when there's people from out of state because it'll have like 2 drops of rain and everybody puts their hoods up.
Yeah.
Or umbrellas.
They're umbrellas that tip off. See, because I've noticed 3 kinds of people, and it has to do with age too, I think. But there's the hardcore Oregonian young person who wears the hoodie, right, that's made of cotton that's very absorbent.
Yeah.
Sucks in all the cold rain. It's awesome. And then there are the professors who bike to work dressed as they're going crabbing with the rain pants and the thing, you know, and I'm like, oh. And there are people like me who don't care and use the umbrella and say, wait till the wind comes up. This baby's going oomph. Yeah. Plus, I have a never-ending supply of umbrellas because students always leave them in my office. I've never had to buy one. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm from Washington, so pretty much same weather here.
Yeah.
But, like, my mom and brother went down to California one time, and, like, it was sunny, and they were, like, at an outside, like, food court area.
Mm.
And, like, a few drops of rain happened, and
Oh.
everyone disappeared.
Oh, panic.
For them, and
Panic
it's
sets
like,
in.
what? This
You
is
should see California drivers, so the Southern California, when there's what is falling? Are those frogs? Is this a plague? Hydroplaning left and right across the
Arizona
highway.
drivers are worse than the rain.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
My favorite was I grew up in northeastern Washington near the Canadian border.
Mhm.
And I mean, it would be a typical winter if we got about 5 feet of snow. And so growing up, I always learned how to drive in the snow.
Mhm.
And then I moved down here when I was 10. And there was like little
Oh,
tiny
yeah.
bit of snow and they canceled school.
Yeah.
And my dad's like, oh, well, you need to go run errands, so we're going to go out anyway.
Yeah.
And there were so many people who crashed because they don't know how to drive
No,
in
it's
snow.
horrible.
That's like
So many
half an
accidents.
inch. Like,
Yeah, just sliding all over the place, yeah.
Alaska, and so we had like 12 feet of snow one winter.
yeah.
They never close, I lived in Anchorage, they never closed the schools.
I was in Juneau, and the like local rule, like sanction was if the berms on the side of the road, which are the piles of
Yeah.
snow that build up when you plow on the road, the berms are high enough you can't see 6 feet over them to see the average height of an adult male. School's closed. That was the cutoff. Was 6 foot high berms.
Yeah. And when I was teaching at the university in Anchorage, I had to call in twice because I was told, tell the students I'm going to be late because of moose. Which was such a weird excuse, but it's true. And they were usually a mother with a calf.
They will not move.
They will not move, and you can't get near them, so you have to so I had to phone in and say, tell the students late on account of moose. With scattered grizzly.
We had a mama moose. My mom had a geostorm, and the mama moose literally just walked over the geostorm. And I was 6 years old, and I remember it was just like,
Yeah.
this is the most terrifying
They're
thing
huge,
ever.
they're huge, dangerous, and stupid. Amazing. Okay, boy, that was a good start. So what I want to do today is talk a little bit about how to approach your paper from a slightly different perspective. Let me ask you this. Well, first of all, what are you bringing in on Thursday? Good for you. And we're going to peer review them, and we're really going to get them in good shape, and we're going to lab it, so workshop it. So be prepared for that. You could always bring stuff into me ahead of time. I'm willing to look at it and brainstorm with you or anything you want to do. I want to talk about the rhetorical situation, because anything that you've chosen, anything that you pick, it could be, we talked about we read the DNA article, Watson and Crick, or if you're reading the news, this is pretty much Ebola is in the news. No matter what news you read, for some reason, it's always about Ebola. What else is in the news? Ebola again, okay.
Ebola DNA.
Ebola DNA. Okay, what else is in the news? Elections, anything that starts with an E. Yeah, okay, let's stop there. That's good. So if we look at exigencies, are things that need to be taken care of. They're priorities. They're things that we need to figure out how are we, what's going on, what problems do we have that we need to address. So in terms of the DNA, that document that you read by Watson and Crick was written to fulfill a need. What was the need?
Figure out what structured DNA was.
Yeah, that was the thing. And then they had to publish it quickly. Why?
Someone else might figure it out.
Yeah, and in science, one of the exigencies is I got to get this in soon, fast, right away, but I have to make sure it's right and it's correct. So when Darwin was sitting on his whole theory of natural selection thinking, I better make sure, but one more little thing here, and then he gets a letter from, Sir Alfred Wallace, and he says, oh, he's talking about natural selection too. This is not good. I've been sitting on this for too long. So one of the exigencies can be time. It's time sensitive. We need to get this in right away. This is important. We need to find the structure of DNA and publish it. Demographic profile. Whom are we communicating to? Who was the audience for the DNA article that you read?
Scientists.
Yeah, other scientists, so I can use jargon. I want to let them know what's going on. It was fairly brief because it was just a bookmark. We found it. We'll tell you more about it later. Type of thing. It was a scientific trailer. What a great way to look at it. Coming soon to a laboratory near you, DNA. Yes. So they understand jargon. They're going to look at it. They're going to be critical, because anything new in science is usually looked upon with a little bit of, healthy skepticism, doubt, saying, oh, really? So if I use the Toulmin model, I say the claim is we have discovered the true structure of DNA. What is the support? Yeah, and crystallography, and it's like we seem, this has been proposed by Pauling, and this one has been proposed, but we think that it's a two-strand helix. So anyway, you take a look at that. Then you get into restraints, and not restraints. That's what you put on people that are crazy. Constraints are those things that can get in the way. And when you're thinking about constraints, a lot of times, particularly when you have a persuasive piece, is you engage in something called prolepsis or flash forward. So the resistance to anything new in science, they have to think about it. Okay, how are we going to write this in such a way where we're careful and we're so the claim is we found the structure of DNA. The support is, well, we've looked at some images that seem to suggest that it's a two-strand thing. And the warrants, the assumptions, that's where people go in and start to attack it and say, well, wait a minute, what did you use? What is this, that? So you have to be prepared. You flash forward, you think about it. Time is a constraint. By the way, same thing with Ebola. There have been a very interesting things going on. I think it's Nigeria now that has been declared Ebola-free. And it's amazing how much communication and collaboration that went in to making sure that everything was done. Now, the funny thing is, there are nurses and healthcare professionals all over the U.S. saying, we're not ready. We have no idea. If there were a pandemic, we would be completely unready. We don't know what's going on. We don't know how to handle this. We haven't been trained in it. So with Ebola, also time sensitive, right? And it would be, we need to be prepared for something like this. And people were looking up things to do with the 1918 flu epidemic, and to say, well, how is that similar to this? And are we ready for something like that? Would we be able to function? And they're healthcare professionals, so they understand jargon and they understand what would be done. So we need to put something together, maybe an instructive